Hey guys, today I'm back with another review, and today it's going to be a long-term review of the Pulsar X2 Mini. I have been using this mouse pretty much since launch. This model in particular I've been using for about a month, but in general I have been using this mouse for a very long time, and I think I'm ready to finally share my full thoughts about this mouse. As for the specs of the mouse, it is pretty much unchanged. You are still getting a 3395 that supports motion sync and does go up to 1000 Hz, but the main difference is going to be the new switches. As you can see, it is using Huano blue shell pink dot switches, and the mouse also does have a newer coating on it, but other than that, the mouse is going to be pretty much completely unchanged. The QC and the quality of both of my units feel pretty good, and it's going to be improved over the older models. Both of my units basically have no flexing or creaking to the shell at all. Even this clear X2 Mini, which does seem like it has a cheaper build quality just because of the clear plastic, but it feels just as solid as the Boardsy Edition X2 Mini. With that being said, the quality still isn't perfect on this mouse, especially in the click area. As you can see, the mouse still does have a lot of wobble and wiggle when you do this to the mouse, but that's really something you don't really feel in game. It's just something that you will notice if you are really nitpicking at the mouse. Like I mentioned before, the sensor is a 3395, and like most 3395s, this is implemented very well. Super snappy, haven't really noticed any disadvantage with it, and it doesn't really feel out of place or pretty abnormal. It just feels super clean, super snappy, and it does have support for motion sync, which is something that's nice to have in a mouse, but it's not going to be something that you really notice in game. So in terms of the quality in the sensor, it's a thumbs up for me, since the quality is really good, sensor is really good, really nothing to complain about. They've really done a great job when it comes to quality for how light the mouse is and how small it is, and especially in this clear edition where it does look like it is a cheaper kind of plastic. The mouse is still built like a absolute tank, and it's pretty good, and it compares to something like a Superlight almost, but not quite there, but pretty close. As for the shape of this mouse, when I first got it, I was actually using this in a claw grip style, which I can confidently say now, this mouse for claw grip is absolutely horrible, but for fingertip grip, it's a joy to use. The reason I can't claw grip this mouse is just because the sides are so flat that I can't really push the mouse back into my palm. There really isn't any curvature to allow my finger to do so, but with fingertip grip you do get a lot of uninterrupted contact on the side of the mouse, no curvature, no curves at all, and then the top of the mouse is also pretty flat. So for fingertip grip, this is pretty much perfect. And then the hump is also pretty low on this mouse. It doesn't really interrupt you if you are using a fingertip grip. So if you are looking for a smaller mouse that isn't a HSK, it's a full-size mouse, then this is probably going to be the mouse for you. As for my rating of this mouse, I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. That's going to be for a couple of reasons. First of all, the quality is super solid. No real flexing or creaking anywhere on the mouse, and then you are getting the top of the line sensor, which is the 3395, which on this mouse is very well implemented, really snappy and smooth, no real disadvantages to it at all. And then third of all, you do have a lot of kind of colors and limited editions to pick from. This one I do believe is sold out, but they do have a pink and a black, which does have the updated switches and the updated coating. I am knocking off 1 point just because of the shape. I do think it is a bit too flat, especially for all you claw grip users. If you do claw grip and want a mouse similar to this, then Pulsar is releasing a revised version of this mouse, which does support 4K Hz. It will have a little OLED screen at the bottom, and they are also releasing a newer shape called the H version, which basically is going to have a higher hump and curvier sides. So for claw grip, that mouse is going to be absolutely perfect for you. So in general, if you are looking for a relatively small mouse that is a full-size mouse, it isn't a HSK or something, and you do primarily use a fingertip grip, then this will be the mouse for you. Since you are getting super good quality, you are getting the top of the line sensor, like I mentioned before, the 3395, and it's not going to break the bank. This is a relatively budget mouse, and for the price point that you're paying, I do think this is a absolutely solid mouse. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.